A case of a woman with cancer, who's pregnant at the time. She needs treatment, but this treatment would harm the baby. Abortion is not an option for her because of the rules of the country she lives in. What is the answer? Should the woman be allowed chemo even if the baby is harmed and maybe is killed depending on how far along her pregnancy is? If so, why? Is there any argument that you should prioritize her over the child? Is it simply because she is the one present at the moment? The baby has yet to be recognized by the world. If that is the reason, is there any benefit that she brings with being the one present at the time? At the moment she is simply a sick human, one that will take a lot of resources to treat. And may continuously need many resources. There will be a considerable amount of pain in her life from now on. The baby is a blank slate who could become anything from a murderer to a great leader. Is it fair if its life is snuffed out? But is it fair that her life is sacrificed? Even if it is for the greater good, as some would say. But what if the child is simply a dread of society? Then was it good that she was the one that perished? Especially if we do not know what her future holds as well. Sure, it seems bleak at the moment, but improvement in her condition could come. Is it better to stick to one position definitively, even knowing that mistakes will be made because of such an unflexible condition? Or will a flexible policy be more beneficial even if mistakes will be made as well? You can only hope for less mistakes. Holding the line and refusing to budge may cause more structure, but will bring resentment. Being flexible will blur the lines, allowing for unfortunate outcomes to happen. But it will satisfy the people. Personally, I believe the answer is a firm policy that allows for minimal flexibility. Set guidelines that are strict or in most cases unfair. Unfair to the general public, because they should feel that the circumstances will not apply to them. Because it should not apply to them. It should apply to the special or rare cases such as this one. A policy that is too open will allow people to disregard their personal responsibility when it comes to conceiving a baby. If you are pregnant, it is your fault the majority of the time, because whose fault can it be if not yours? And the rare cases that it is not will fall under the policy. And I do not mean not your fault as in a broken condom or contraceptive not working. Those are calculated risk that you engaged in. And despite those precautions not working, it is still your fault for participating in the deed, knowing those are not 100% effective at all times. Then the rare cases where it is your fault but there are unforeseen circumstances that renders you unable to carry a child, will fall under the policy as well. Even then this case is a tougher one. Because in a case when someone may be likely to die even if they receive treatment, should new life take precedence? Considering there will be circumstances where they will be a mother treated and the baby will be born with no problems. But there will be circumstances as well where the treatment is postponed until after the birth of the child and the mother will survive as well. However, you cannot make a policy for two extremes. You must make one for what falls in the middle. And I believe in this circumstance, you must view the fetus's life as more important than the mother's. For the child will place less of a burden upon the facilities of the country. Though it is a crude conclusion, because the value of one's life goes past the burden of one's government. But there has to be a factor of reality over idealism. I could be wrong, and as life progresses I may change my view. But for now I value the child more.